What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the potentially long-awaited return, at least for a couple of us, of Two Dudes of Sports News. As always, man, Garrett here, my co-host.
What to do? What to do? This is Jaylen Prince. It feels great to be back, and also we got another special, and we also got a special guest, a guy that usually fills in when like either Garrett's not here or I'm not here, but mainly when it's Garrett's not here. We got my boy Jason Williams in the building.
What's up, guys? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, man, good. I love the pot shot because you're not wrong. It's been on me lately. And it's been 100% on me. And I'll be the first one to say it. The reason why the shows have been off for a while is I was both. I went on vacation, came back, and it was an absolute madhouse at work. So until this starts paying my bills like my current job does, as much as I love y'all, this takes a back seat.
Pretty much. And, you ain't getting no argument from me on that.
No. I know everybody gets it, but you know me. I always, if it's my fault, I'll own it.
Yep.
So like 100% on me. So, but we're back. Let's get right to it. You guys know what to do. If you haven't, see, I'm rusty. I got to knock the rust off here. Follow us on Twitter at Tdsn Pod, X, whatever you want to call it. TikTok at Tdsn Pod, on YouTube at Tdsn Pod as well. If you're over there, you can watch the live streams. You can hop in the comments. We go from there. For those who don't know and are listening to this back on the playback, we live stream all the shows. Live stream on YouTube. You can watch them, jump in, comment as you like. We'll read it if we like it, or if we don't, or if it's too disrespectful, we'll just let it go. But then you can listen back to it. At that point, also, you get shout outs at the end of the show, but those come at the end. But let's get right back into it. We got to start with some quick news. First starters, we are going to be running a little bit long today because we got a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about.
Been a couple stuff like we missed from. Let's see. You've been keeping up with the FIFA World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Not much NFL, but a whole lot of NBA. The finals took place, and New York Knicks are the 2026 NBA champions. They just had their parade not too long ago.
Man, I was wrong. I apologize. I had Spurs in 6.
Couple NBA finals just happened not too long ago. We're gonna talk about that, but let's just get into it right now. Quick news wise, where we're gonna start off at?
I mean, do we just rip the Band-Aid off? Do we go right into it?
Yep.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. Let's get right into it. Where he going? Where is LeBron going?
Selfishly,
we'll let our guests go first.
Jason, you go first.
Extremely selfishly, it's probably not going to happen. Extremely selfishly, I say that Pat Riley did tell him that there would always be a key under the mat if he ever wanted to come back. I say that selfishly. But I don't know how realistic that is. But the 76ers just made a move, an interesting one yesterday. I don't know if they talk about if LeBron's willing to take a vet minimum, but that would be interesting if he went there. The ESPN's been hinting at him going to Golden State and teaming up with Steph. I know that's been hinted at over the years, especially after the Olympic run a couple years ago. I'm going to go with those three. Golden State, Philly, and selfishly Miami.
Jaylen, what about you?
If I had to choose my three, I'd go Golden State, Cleveland, and I can't say Denver, even though like I guess it kind of would work, but like I can't see Denver. Shoot, that third one was a tough one. I guess you can't say Miami, but I'd go Golden State, and then I go Cleveland.
I'm not even picking three. I'm picking one. It's Golden State. I mean, it. Let's just break down the list. He's not going to Atlanta. It'd be cool, but he's not going to Boston. He's not going to Brooklyn. He ain't going to Charlotte. He's not going to Detroit. He's not going to Houston. He's not going to the Pacers. He's not going to Orlando. He's not going to Oklahoma. He might go to New York. He's not going to New Orleans.
What about Chicago?
He's not going. We're getting there. Hold on. He ain't going to Toronto. He's not going to Utah, and he's not going to D.C. He's not going to Chicago. He might go home to Cleveland. He's not going to Dallas. He's not going to Denver. He's not going to Minnesota. He ain't going to Milwaukee. He might go to Miami. He's not going to Memphis. He's not going to Phoenix. He's not going to Portland. He's not going to Sacramento.
San Antonio's an iffy.
Yeah, he's not. He ain't going to the Sixers, and he's not staying in LA to go to the other LA team.
Yeah, he ain't doing that one.
It's Golden State, or I could see him doing something weird and going to the Spurs.
He said
give me Golden State Spurs.
He said it's not going to be a money decision, and he's going to be looking for happiness, whatever that means for 41-year-old LeBron James.
I'll be real. Happiness is a money decision to me,
but he's already a billionaire.
I'll say it.
But he's already made like as much money as he can. I guess he can still make more, but
100%. He could always make more, and I hear what he's saying, and I definitely think it. And to me, a happiness decision, if it were me, a happiness decision, a money decision, I think it's a swan song type situation. I think he goes out riding off into the sunset with one more ring. So I think he goes to a team where he can do that, or he goes to a team where he can play with all his friends one last time, which to me is Golden State or San Antonio or New York. But New York makes no sense to me. I think it's just a big market team, and why not get one more ring on the last ride? I think it's between Golden State and San Antonio.
I think that'd be a infringement on the vibe that has been built in New York. If he were to play for the Knicks.
No, Trae Young going to New York would be an infringement on the vibe.
Well, no, I mean,
not wrong.
Yes, but I don't mean the city. I mean the team itself. With,
no. I know
with the three Villanova teammates
mm-hmm.
all on one team. I feel like that'd be a weird infringement on the vibe there.
It'd be weird, but I feel like they figure it out if they were to do it.
Because Mike Brown. Well, here's the thing. The only reason why I feel like that could maybe work is simply because of Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown's Mike Brown.
Yeah, if any coach can figure it out, he'd be one of them.
Yeah,
for sure. Portugal is up 2-1 right now against Croatia, by the way, with 96 minutes gone with 4 minutes left. So,
news.
Should have kept my bet where I had it, apparently. Oh, well, that's a different conversation for a different day. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think that Golden State to me makes the most sense. But I could see him wanting to chase a ring one last time, and I got no issue with that.
I feel like it's gonna be based off of just him, like going after another championship. Like it's gonna be who gives him the best chance, like realistically. And like you look at the list, like you say, you don't see OKC.
I don't see OKC. Where's he gonna?
I don't
sit?
Can't.
Yeah,
can't. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't.
Yeah,
I also don't think Savannah would let him go to OKC.
And that's the other thing too is you
no. If I had to choose a location that he's absolutely not going is Boston.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
That just not that will never happen.
So the Clippers are currently that's the oldest team in NBA history. Let me get my oldest team right now because if he goes to Golden State, that is the golden girls at that point. That is the Golden State geriatrics.
I just don't see that being a championship contender.
It's not.
Respectfully,
they don't have enough. Like
that would show that it is not a championship decision. It is I got one more in me.
The thing about it is,
let me stay in the sun.
The thing about it is with LeBron, you want to try to win a championship. He needs to go back to the East. He has to go back to the East if he wants to get a chance to get to the NBA Finals. He has to go to the East. The West is too loaded, and OKC and the Spurs are just way too powerful. And heck, you're not even going to be able to challenge the Denver Nuggets or like the Minnesota Timberwolves, even if you don't even believe in LaMelo or Anthony Edwards. You just don't like. There's nobody in the West that's going to be able to compete if they add him onto it. If he goes to the East, you got a better chance. Like if you look at the teams of the East, he's still got a chance to be able to make the finals.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because think about this: the Cavs made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they probably shouldn't. They like you beat Detroit, and And Detroit was supposed to be in the conference finals, but like they fell apart.
No, Cavs should not have been there.
I mean,
look
at Toronto before Kawhi came back. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Like the East is wide open every which way. You only can think about, as of right now, 3 teams in the Eastern Conference, maybe 4, that are legit title contenders that can win the conference. But the East is wide open. It's basically whoever gets hot at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're right. I think if he's going to a championship team, he's going to the East, or he's going to jump on a loaded West team and be super soft again.
Yep.
I'm just messing around. I agree on the, I don't think there's necessarily an issue going ring chasing at that point. Like you're in your 40s, man. You've done everything there is to do. Go get one more ring and get out of here.
Yeah.
So, but man, let's take this right into the NBA offseason, because a lot has happened. And do we want to start with today's headline, or do
I think we start with the most disrespectful thing that has happened, with the Boston Celtics trading Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Paul George.
Extremely disrespectful with how this whole thing is played out. So
I've never been happier
let Jason go on this one.
Yeah, I've never been happier to be busy when this happened.
So Jaylen Brown has been talked about strangely, more or less, since he's entered the league. And then he's been in trade talks for what, 2 seasons now? 2 or 3?
I'll say about 2.5.
2.5. So 2.5 seasons. Mind you, you could argue that he's been the best player on the Celtics since he's been there. And they've been trying to get off of him for
whatever reason.
2.5 years. They didn't even have to do that. They didn't even have to do that. There was no reason to look into getting away from him. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen the tweet or whatever video it is about, I think it was Colin Cowherd said it on his podcast, where a source told him that executives say that he's, quote unquote, too smart for some people.
He's not the only one that has pointed that out.
Too smart for executives, which is the most extremely
weird complaint. That's a weird complaint.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
How dare he be smart? Here's my thing.
No, they said he thinks he's the most educated dude in the room. And if you've read Jaylen Brown's Wikipedia, he might be the smartest dude in the room.
Well, he's not gonna take no BS. That's the thing. That's the thing about him. That's what separates. And I'm gonna let Garrett go into deeper. But like, that's the thing. He's not gonna take no BS. Like, if he sees BS, he's gonna call it out. And a lot of execs, a lot of higher ups, they don't want to be called out on their own stuff. They don't want to be questioned. They hate it. They hate that.
And it for me, I feel like I have never been happier to be at my busiest when this trade news came down, because I didn't even see it until like 4 hours after. So I didn't even have to really deal with it in the moment. I had time to process and calm down. Because here's my thing. Jason, you're 100% right. Jaylen Brown has consistently been one of the best players on this team. Oh my goodness.
What?
Croatia just tied it up. If that goal stands, Croatia that's crazy. Sorry, I'm locking the World Cup.
Look, dude. Yeah, you're good, but with Team USA played yesterday, so like that's why I'm like, I ain't gotta watch nobody unless it's Messi. I am too, but unless it's Messi, Mbappe, or like Ronaldo,
This is Ronaldo.
Oh wait, that's Portugal. Oh, never mind. Then I'm way off. Okay,
Continue.
Continue.
Sorry. To me, like, Jaylen Brown has consistently been one of the best players on this team. One of is the key word. And he absolutely stepped up this past season. Anybody who tells me otherwise, I will fully disagree with.
Yep.
But to me, I like Jaylen Brown. Don't get me wrong. I like Jaylen Brown. I'm a big Jaylen Brown fan, and I wish him, it hurts to say it, but I wish him success in Philly.
But
I got no beef with him. But can we not pretend that he wasn't a huge reason we lost that last finals push? With his 8 turnovers in that one game. And inability to
That's not a reason to trade him, though.
No,
that's not the reason.
That's not a reason to trade him. To me, something tells me he was clashing too much with the powers that be above, with these Twitch streams, with these things, and they viewed him as a media liability. And I think that's the main reason why they got rid of him. But it also does. They were trying to free up some cap space originally because they were going to try to land Giannis, and we see how that went. The Heat traded there, which we can get into in a minute. The Heat traded. That is the only trade that I'm not happy about the Jaylen Brown trade at all. But the Heat trading the entire team outside of Bam for Giannis is also not a great move. I'm just saying. I'm going to deflect a little bit, but I'm just saying.
Before I go, my boy, my dog, he got a golden rule when it comes to making certain types of trades.
Mm-hmm.
30 plus and up for aging superstars, gutting your franchise to go get them. I don't like it.
I agree.
It looks horrible.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Hasn't really worked out for anyone since the second apron has been come into play, or since the new CBA has gone into play.
Mm-hmm.
That just looks like a horrible idea. Gutting your roster for 1 or 2 superstars just looks like a horrible for aging older superstars. I say
who are coming off of an injury.
31 and up. I say 31 and up. It just looks like a horrible idea.
I completely agree with you. It looks bad because it's statistically the average athlete sees a decline once they hit 30. There are exceptions to the rule, obviously. Derrick Henry, LeBron, so many other players, but some of the best players across multiple sports, once they hit that 30, 32-year range, they start to decline.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're not playable, but they're not, let me trade my entire roster.
No.
That is the only. And when I saw that Giannis was going to the Heat, I was like, oh man, we can't even land Giannis. Because Jaylen Brown in Milwaukee would have been fine. I would have been cool with that trade. Trading JB to Milwaukee for Giannis. I would have been okay with that in the package we offered. And then I saw what Miami offered. I'm like, never mind. I understand why they did that.
Yep.
And I get it. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I think it was a terrible trade. I don't think the Celtics should have sent Jaylen Brown for Paul George.
That's what I'm about to get into. So that's what I'm about to get into.
It's not that the trade happened; it's who they traded for.
It's not even about who. It's what did they trade him for?
They got the picks weren't. What were the picks weren't even that great.
Future
first. The Sixers are a bad team. These are late round picks.
Yep. Future first and someone who is 6 years older than Jaylen Brown, I believe, 6 or 7 years older.
Who has a much deeper injury history.
2028 first round pick, 2031 first round pick, 2028 second round pick, 2030 second round pick, and Paul George.
Y'all didn't get nearly as enough as you should have.
God no. We traded him in conference to a team that we lost to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying not to crash out.
Go ahead and crash out.
No. Because I'm trying to be nice because I'm not the only one in this apartment. I'm trying not to be yelling. It's an awful trade. I want to be very clear. Me deflecting onto the Heat is not me trying to say that the Celtics trade was also bad trade. Absolutely bad trade. The question is why, and I think it's because Jaylen Brown isn't going to put up with any BS. And I also think that he is willing. He will speak his mind whenever he chooses, and
every time.
There's no issue with that. Fine, totally fine.
Tell that to the owners.
Exactly. Something tells me he was clashing too much with the front office for the amount of money he was getting paid, and they wanted him gone. Making too many negative headlines, which is a dumb reason to trade a player, as long as they're only headlines. Didn't commit any crimes. Didn't hurt anybody. He just voiced his opinion.
Didn't even throw dirt on the Celtics name.
No. No. He honestly, the things he's been saying was I just want to go to a team who wants me, which I respect it.
Yeah, almost everybody. Look, like we're
I
human.
respect it.
Everybody wants to be wanted.
Yep.
You don't want me here, I won't be here.
Facts.
That's easy.
Exactly.
So I respect it. I don't respect the trade. I respect JB not wanting to be in Boston after all these trade rumors like that. You know what? Whatever.
Mind you, JB never said he wanted to leave.
No,
He never said that.
Wait, are you
He
sure?
he never said he
Jaylen
wanted to
Brown
leave.
never said he wanted to leave. He never requested a trade.
Okay.
Nope. Never requested a trade. Also, Croatia's goal ended up not counting, and Portugal won in extra time. So Portugal is advanced after going up. Croatia was up 1-0. So crazy situation. Should not have taken my money off Portugal, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, but Jaylen Brown never officially requested a trade from the Boston Celtics.
Not at all.
There was at most a meeting with him and Brad Stevens at some point this offseason. Probably just a regular exit meeting.
Yeah. In a season meeting. And then I guess Brad's like, Brad Stevens is not the smartest man in the room.
Literally.
He has made some good decisions.
No, look, here's the thing. Nobody smarter than Sam Presti.
No, I'll give you that.
Nobody smarter than Sam Presti.
And I want to be very, very clear. No exec bats 1,000. No GM bats 1,000. Mm-hmm. No front office person will bat 1,000. Even Sam Presti's not batting 1,000.
Yeah, dog. The first dog, and like we'll probably talk about this on another show. With him, he's gone through how many aprons and how many championship contending teams? He's had 3. Mm-hmm. Like as far as the time period goes, as far as the era, he's had 3.
Nobody
he's had
bats
Russ.
1,000.
He's had Russ, Harden, and Durant. He had Russ, PG, and Melo. However you want to see it, he still had it. And now he got SGA, Chet, and J-Dub.
He, to his credit, Presti, that was a terrible decision to sign Paul George, but he absolutely made up for it by ruining the Clippers.
I don't know. It kind of
years.
I don't know. It kind of helped out. It kind of helped out with Indiana because like they made the NBA Finals when they it took them a couple of years, but they made the NBA Finals.
They made a push, yeah, with Hallie.
Yeah. All right. Another thing we want to talk about, Jason. Your Heat. They added Giannis. Mm-hmm. They added a few other players in free agency. Mm-hmm. What's your feelings towards that? Because again, he is above 30. Giannis is above 30.
He's coming off an injury too.
Giannis has strange injury history because it's usually like a hyperextension from what I've seen. It's like multiple hyperextensions. But this Heat team has been a play-in team for like 3 or 4 years in a row now. I'm not sure how much I'm really sweating trading away a bunch of guys. Respectfully, I would have really liked this trade 3 years ago. I don't know why we held respectfully to Tyler Hero. If we would have made this trade 3 years ago, I would have been still happy then. But we've been a play-in team, like I said, 3 or 4 years in a row now. So it's not like I am still like, hey, don't gut your team for an aging superstar. It's not the worst team it could happen to because, again, they are a consistent play-in team. If this pushes us into 6 seed or higher or 4 seed or higher, it's a good trade.
They need to do more. They need to do more than be a play-in team.
Yes.
So they signed Tim Hardaway Jr. They signed. Let's see if we can find it. They tried to get Bradley Beal, but I don't think that happened. I think they tried to get Chris Middleton too, but that didn't happen either.
No. Norman Powell left.
I forgot we got Mike Conley. I like that. I like Mike Conley.
Well, I think Norman Powell is still on the team, right?
No.
Nope. Norman Powell's gone too. He signed with the Bulls. Norman Powell went to the Bulls. He went to the Chicago Bulls, 2-year deal, $45 million. They extended Andrew Wiggins and they retained Simone Fontecchio.
Yeah.
And that.
All right. So
and that's it.
Hero's gone. Powell is gone.
The team is gone except for.
So right now your project starting lineup. Don't forget about Davion Mitchell.
Davion Mitchell too. Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens with the Heat, man. I'm not even.
You got Davion Mitchell. You got no one's getting in the paint. No one's getting in the paint.
No.
because you've got Giannis and Bam in there. So sure, I'll give you that. No one's scoring inside, but mid-range and back.
Look, man, we'll figure it out. Spo knows. Spo
No.
knows.
Spo knows what?
That's true.
Dude, look,
out
man,
of all,
haven't you
I'm
heard
kidding.
the phrase?
I'm kidding. I'm messing
Haven't
with you.
you heard the phrase?
I'm
Spo
messing with you.
knows.
I'm
Spo
messing
can
with
figure
you.
this out. It was Jimmy Butler and a couple undrafted free agents, respectfully, to Max Strus and I'm
Hey,
forgetting the other guy's name.
that game.
I'm sorry, but
We all know Udonis
got him to the
Haslam carried the. We all know Udonis Haslam carried the Heatles. And
Shane Battier. Don't forget about Shane Battier.
Straight
Mike
face.
Miller, James Jones, Mario Chalmers.
Former
There were some
Boston
shooters on
Celtic
that
Ray
team.
Allen. You're welcome.
Norris
for that
Cole.
one.
Norris Cole. There was a bunch of shooters on that team, right?
There were a
It's
lot of good shooters.
insane.
On that team.
It
There were a
really
lot of good
was
shooters on that team.
Insane.
And think about it. I remember
team.
watching the interview with LeBron where he talked about like Spo went to see Chip Kelly. Now I got a couple of issues with Chip Kelly over the years, but like to learn how to bring the spread offense of football into basketball, and that's what kind of equated to it. So you know you got to give credit to like coaches like that where you're able to take one thing from another coach. From another sport that might not work for that sport, but it can work out in the sport that you do. So you got to give credit to coaches like that.
Is there a coach who had? I think the two coaches that had some of the quickest falls from grace. Who had a quicker fall from grace when it came to coaches? Was it Urban Meyer, Scott Frost, or Chip Kelly?
How much time we got?
Say the name. Urban Meyer,
Scott Frost, or Chip Kelly.
Chip. I'm gonna go with Chip because of how much that the Eagles and him just weren't able to mesh.
It wasn't working. It just wasn't working.
I'm
The
also
fact
gonna
that they couldn't mesh is insane.
But the fact that he couldn't even go back to college and like make something successful. Dude went to UCLA. He went to UCLA supposed to be like up there with it might not be USC, but still UCLA is in a West Coast pipeline. Folks will want to come to LA to be able to play. He wasn't able to recruit, get any talent, and win.
This is why I say Chip Kelly because it's not.
We know why Urban just didn't work out. That was
exactly.
We know that Scott Frost. I don't know.
Scott here, and here's my thing. To me, it goes Chip, Scott, Urban. The reason why I don't have Urban above Scott and Chip is because Urban was what 5-6 years removed from coaching when he came out of retirement,
give or take.
And
that was a health issue, quote unquote health issue.
Not the first one, but that's a different conversation. I don't like Urban. For me, here's where I'm at with it, and it's not the fact that. Because that jump from college to the pros, even some of the best college coaches didn't. Saban went from LSU to Miami to Bama.
Yep.
It literally does. No, I'm not going to say literally, but it does not work out for a lot of them. Nick Saban, you just mentioned.
It worked.
Kelly, as we mentioned, not meshing with the Eagles.
Didn't work.
Lincoln Riley going from Oklahoma to. Oh wait, is it Lincoln Riley? No. Not Lincoln. Cliff Kingsbury. I'm sorry, Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff did not work.
Cliff wasn't at Oklahoma. He was at Texas Tech.
That's right.
Petrino didn't work. Spurrier didn't work. Matt Rule didn't work. There's a lot of coaches who were former or collegiate masterminds who could not cut it at the NFL, and because it's a different game.
And right now, Belichick's on his way to be on that list.
Did the reverse.
Yeah, it's a combination of one having to deal with roster and money management where they didn't have to deal with that in college, and on top of that, you're
coaching grown men.
You can't coach grown men the same way you coach college kids. It just doesn't.
Saban even said that. Saban even said that when he was trying to coach the Dolphins, he was trying to coach them like the kids at LSU, and he had guys were looking at him like, "What? Dude, stop it! You're not going to talk to me like that."
Yeah, they don't respect it. They just
they don't respect it.
Nope.
They respect it if you've won it. The reason why Belichick got away with so much at the pro level is because he won so much, so people were willing.
They saw the genius.
Yeah.
So you cannot, and that was why Urban failed in Jacksonville, is because he was trying to go off his college success from a decade ago.
You can't do that.
And he's like, yeah, like I want all this stuff. It's like, what have you done in the last 10 years? Besides sit on a TV panel? Like, I mean, more than me, but
yeah, NFL players just don't care what you did in college.
No,
it applies to college players coming into the NFL, what awards they won in college. NFL players do not care.
It's like wearing your varsity jacket as a senior in college. It's not a thing. But to me, Chip Kelly is the answer to this question. And that's because it's what have you done after that fall? Did you rebound or did you continue to plummet? And Scott Frost kind of rebounded a bit. He went back to where it started. Chip Kelly just continued to nosedive. And then he made another push to come back to the pros and it didn't work.
Nope. But back to the NBA.
Sorry. I got way sidetracked. That's on me.
Kawhi Leonard, he's going back to Canada.
Does that have to do with the investigation that's going on with the company?
What company?
Y'all don't know about the trees thing?
Nah.
No? Okay, let me do a quick Google search.
While you're doing that, I look, here's the thing. When I saw that, I'm like, great. That's like, first off, I think the move, and I have to, and I'll pull up the details.
There's a Drake joke in here somewhere, but I'm not going to swing for it.
Yeah, I think somebody posted like, what was Drake's reaction to him leaving LA to come back to Toronto, and he said, "They not like us."
Okay, can you hear me?
That?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so LA Clipper. This article is from September 13th of last year. The LA Clippers owner Steve Ballmer and the team are under investigation by the NBA following a report that Kawhi Leonard allegedly accepted a $28 million endorsement from a company called Aspiration as a way to circumvent the league's salary cap.
Yeah,
why is it always a Clippers owner?
It's always something.
So
and I like Steve Ballmer.
So it seems to me that I'm not sure where they are at as far as this investigation goes, because with stuff like that, so much money involved, it will take a while. But
we get asked,
is he leaving the country? Because
I was about to bring it up.
Think about it. He went to Toronto.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he was only in Toronto the first time 2 years.
Clearly
he wanted out 1 year. So clearly he wanted out of there if he only stayed 1 year.
He wanted to go to LA. He wanted to go back home to California. That was just a done deal. Like he made it immediate. He wanted to go back home.
But he got Toronto a ring, so you've got.
He did that was legendary. What he did in Toronto that season, I'll never.
That's a valid point.
Okay, but y'all get my point. It just looks like you want to go back to Toronto.
It's suspect. It's suspect in that. It's suspect in that instant. But on another spectrum, and this is how I looked at it before you gave me that information. Toronto is where you went in 1 year. You won a chip, and not to mention like small market teams. Even though Toronto represents a whole darn country, Toronto is basically considered like a small market to a certain degree, as far as just not being all the high-powered star-studded type things outside of Drake. Other than that, the fan base is supportive of everything that comes in that arena, from football, from basketball, hockey, WWE, whatever. They're going to support it through and through. And what Kawhi did, first of all, Kawhi's forever going to be immortalized in that country for what he did in 2019. That's never going to change whatsoever. And now that he's coming back, dog, I don't know about y'all. Like, remember, I think before he announced that he was going to the Clippers, this was about a couple of days after he won the NBA championship. He came to visit. Went to go to a Toronto Blue Jays game. And the moment the camera showed him walking down, the whole entire stadium, the whole entire fan base, they stood up and clapped and like gave the Joker an applause. That's love and appreciation. Now, do the Clippers probably have that? Probably, because the fan base is like second tier compared to Laker fans. Like, let's just keep that a buck. But with Toronto, it's like him going from LA back to Toronto, he had more success there, even though he's coming off the best season that he's had statistically in his career last year. He's had way more success in Toronto than any other place, even compared to San Antonio. And plus, you look at the Eastern Conference. Let's talk about basketball now. You go, and all they had to give up was Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick. And the rest was like 3 first-round picks, one of them being a pick swap in 2027, and then 2 second-round picks. Like, you're Toronto, you got still a lot of your young pieces. You still was able to keep Scotty Barnes. You still got Jakob and CMB. And you probably still got some decent shooters. I think Gary Trent Jr. is still on that team. I got to go back and look. But if you look at that roster, you still got length. You got a solid coach. And you're going to have one heck of a home court advantage in the NBA playoffs. They're not going to be in the play-in. They're going to be back in the playoffs again.
You got RJ Barrett, too.
They still got RJ Barrett. So you got
quickly. That's not a bad team.
That's not a bad team at all. You got certain shooters. You got enough length to play defense. And now you got one of the best players, and still one of the best players, even though he's getting up there in age and has an injury history, still coming out to one of the best seasons of his career. Basketball-wise, it does make sense for him because he had more success, and more importantly, he's going from the Western Conference to the Eastern Conference. What do we say about what LeBron and his decision? It's better to go to the East than you do the West because you ain't got to worry about OKC or San Antonio.
Until you get to the finals. I will, and the one thing, too, about that, because, Jason, that's an excellent point. The only thing I will say that makes it a little different, Canada does extradite to the U.S.
Okay.
So if he was trying to avoid being prosecuted for a crime and he's found guilty, then they'll just send him back. Okay. So in theory they'll send him back, but we're not going. We don't talk politics on this thing.
Not even a little bit.
In theory they'll send him back. But yeah, and there's other offseason moves too. I mean, you've got Timberwolves sending Randall to the Nets.
That don't move me. But
no.
Does LaMelo going to the T-Wolves, does that mean anything?
It tells Ant that they are trying.
If Ant stays healthy, yes. If Ant doesn't stay healthy, then no.
I think I think the Timberwolves are telling Ant that they are trying to build him a championship team. They are trying to make moves. To build him,
but your tallest player now is Rudy Gobert, and that's not enough.
Rudy Gobert 7'1".
Exactly.
He'll hold up. I know the conversation we've had. He'll hold up against the stars that he needs to.
Yeah, but like if he's you need more size. You have to get more size.
You need someone taller or someone about the same height.
A height, length, size. You need more size in general. On teams now, like you look at the Knicks and how they were able to take down the Spurs. You had not only just like Cat, you had Mitchell Robinson, you had the size of OG Anunoby, and
Hartenstein figured out how to shoot over Wemby. But
exactly. But like the thing about it, Chet didn't step up. That was the only thing. The Thunder only had one guy that could try to match Chet. Supposed to be 2, but he just didn't. He didn't step up. The Knicks had 3. The Knicks had 3.
I think we've had this conversation.
Wemby just got bullied.
But I want to add on to this conversation about Chet. He'll get another chance.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
It's not like he's gonna get another chance to go up against Wemby in the playoff series. More than likely. Let me not.
He will get another shot.
I would be more than likely he will get another shot.
But originally we were talking about the T-Wolves as far as bringing LaMelo Ball bringing LaMelo Ball to Minnesota to play alongside Anthony Edwards. I think the only thing that I saw from that is like LaMelo could possibly take a lot of the offensive pressure off of Ant, where Ant could just focus on scoring, which is kind of a good thing. But at the same time, it's like Minnesota plays defense. Jaden McDaniels plays defense. Ant plays defense. Rudy Gobert plays defense. LaMelo's not known for that. He's capable of doing it if he wants to. But how much is Ant going to be able to influence him enough to say, "Hey, bro, you got to play at least you got to play some defense. You got to be able to try." And that's the thing about it. He's got to be able to try. And if he doesn't even try, they're not going to go very far. Let's keep it a buck.
I think the most important thing with LaMelo coming is that he becomes the main facilitator
Yes.
so that Ant doesn't have to be the main facilitator, because there's way too many, not just Ant, but there's other players in the league where the best players are being asked to be the facilitator, and that's not always their game or the strongest part of their game. So, and I think Ant might be one of those guys. So if LaMelo can become the main facilitator, that can be a big jump for Ant.
Y'all want to talk?
The thing
Go
too
ahead.
that I want to mention, you could move Ant to 3 and still let other guys like Dosunmu, like DiVincenzo, like McDaniel, or well, McDaniel's can play the 4 anyways. But you can bring in other guys to play that 2 who can pick up any slack that LaMelo has on defense.
I forgot about him as well.
Exactly. So you still got defensive players on that team where even if LaMelo does, even if he Carmelo's it, and that's a bit of a shot at Carmelo Anthony, but still like it, bit of a shot at Melo. Even if he starts to take some plays off on defense, maybe James Harden. I don't want to say he mellows it because I like Melo. If he hardens it and stops maybe take some plays off on defense, they have 4 other guys to pick up the slack. Like the Timberwolves are still a defensively sound team even without Randall.
Let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more NBA offseason news. Then we'll mention a little bit. Then we'll talk about a little bit of draft. We'll move on.
LaMelo Ball, by the way, before we move on, LaMelo Ball is 24 years old, so he's too young to be not playing defense,
taking plays off.
Yeah, he's too young for that.
Yeah, that's a mental thing. Mm-hmm. That's a want to.
I think that's been a thing in Charlotte where they weren't winning games.
Real quick, I'm glad you mentioned Charlotte. If we had to pick who won that trade between Charlotte and Minnesota, who would y'all say?
Remind me what Charlotte got.
All right, so Minnesota got I got to pull up. Minnesota got LaMelo Ball and Josh Green, while Charlotte Hornets received Naz Reid, 4 first-round picks. 3 of them are only one of those 4 first-round picks is unprotected, and 3 second-round picks.
Well, we won't know until we see how far they make it into the playoffs for each of the next 2 years or next.
Yeah, and they're pick swaps too, so they're not just straight up like you get all my picks. It's just a pick swap, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah, my thing is like, all right, so Charlotte made the play-in last year. They beat the Miami Heat to be able to advance to go to Orlando. Then Orlando smoked them. I'm looking at Charlotte from this angle as far as, okay, now you're giving the point guard facilitating keys to Kobe White, who is a North Carolina kid. Mm-hmm. He's from the area. Now he's basically representing the whole franchise and city. But at the same time, I'm looking at, okay, they just gave the keys to Brandon Miller and Con Knipple, while still having a coach that is not unlike that. I think his name is Charles Lee, the head coach for Charlotte Hornets.
I'll be honest.
But they got a head coach. They got a head coach. They have a really good head coach. You got Brandon Miller, who's going into his, what is this? I think this is his 4th season.
Charles Lee.
Charles Lee. All right, Charles Lee, really good coach in my opinion, because like that's a no nonsense type coach, and I like that from him. I like this Charlotte squad that is going into next season. You add Naz Reid because they just let Miles Bridges go, and now you put Naz Reid into the starting lineup. You got more size on your team. They drafted a kid from I forgot where they drafted. I think they got him from Washington. He's another big.
Brandon Miller's in his 3rd year.
Yeah, Brandon Miller's going into his 3rd year. Around this time, and also he's coming off of like a shoulder procedure, so to be able to get that cleaned up, that way he could finally go into a season fully healthy. Since his rookie doesn't actually not even since his rookie season, because remember he was going like his rookie year he had that groin issue coming out of Alabama. So hopefully this is the season where he can go in fully healthy. But to me, Charlotte's giving him the keys now. They're giving
Steinbach from Washington.
Yeah. The kid from Washington.
Forward.
So I look at Charlotte. They got length, they got size, they got depth, and they got one of the best shooters in the league. Actually, they got 3 of the best shooters in the league in both, Knipple, Miller, and White. And you got a defensive-minded coach. Scratch that for Naz Reid. I'll throw that into some of the best shooters in the league. And either way, you got
They also drafted his replacement with Christian Anderson Jr. from Tech.
Who's replacement? Who's the replacement?
LaMelo's replacement. They drafted Christian Anderson Jr. from Texas Tech.
Drafted another point guard. I think this is going to be a united team. A united team. They're going to play a really good brand of basketball together. But the keys is the player that you're looking to close the game to be able to finish is going to be on Brandon Miller, Con Knipple, on like Kobe White. Kobe has already made some clutch shots during that playing game against Miami. We saw it, but at the same time, for me, I'm looking at Brandon Miller as being the guy, the face of the franchise going forward. Now, unless Con has something to say about that, I'm looking at Brandon. I'm looking at it like Brandon Miller. He's now the Charlotte Hornet. He's now the guy.
I think it's a fair point.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Ja?
Yeah, I was thinking about that one too.
I think it's a good way to close it out.
So
getting him out of Memphis, I think, is a good idea.
They got 4 point guards on that lineup: Ja, Dame, Drew, and Scott, and Scoot Henderson.
I think one of them's going to get moved.
They gotta get moved.
One of them's getting moved. Scoot's getting moved.
Yeah,
Scoot's getting moved. Scoot's getting moved or cut.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I'm trying to think.
Whoever the second most expensive guy is.
If I had to choose one team that I would love for Drew Holiday to go to, I would love if the Toronto Raptors could find a way to get Drew Holiday.
I love Drew. I love Drew Holiday.
I don't know why y'all let him go. Money.
Brad Stevens is the smartest man in the room. Remember that.
Yeah.
But Ja getting traded to Portland is the official, hey, we're done with this era in Memphis. I think that's the official end of
the rebuild starts.
Yeah, the rebuild starts because I don't think they got a point guard.
They do. Yeah. Didn't they get old buddy from Walter Clayton Jr.? Yeah. They got Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the official end of that era in Memphis. And as far as Portland is concerned with Ja,
I can move Ja.
They just got a new owner who seems to be very cheap. So if you're Ja, you have to be, because Ja's entering what, year 8, year 9?
Something like that.
Right. Yep. Something like that.
Ja has had not what we've expected as a career. I think that's fair.
Him or Zion.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say as fans of the game.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a play. I think fans could say he was going to be a rising face in the league, a rising superstar, until he got suspended for his actions on multiple occasions while in Memphis. They kind of knocked that by the wayside. So I don't know if there is a spot for him to once again become a face of the league again.
No.
But this is an opportunity for a redemption arc.
It is.
If he just goes in, handles his business. And this is going to be tough because he's dealing with what looks to be the cheapest owner in the league, which gives off no-nonsense vibes along with that.
That's a Portland thing.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So cheap owner, no nonsense. So Ja has to be all basketball all the time, handle your business, and maybe find a way to be the one guy, the one in Portland while Dame is there.
And because I mean, to me,
because I feel like this is the perfect an opportunity for Ja to have a redemption arc. You get sent away to another small market team. There's an aging star on the team who can maybe be a guide for you. I'm not sure how much of a history Dame has of being a guide for guys, considering he's just been a star his whole career in the league. But this is an opportunity for Dame to be a guide for Ja and for Ja to have a redemption arc and maybe redeem his name as far as he's talked about across the league and, maybe see what he can do for Portland.
I was going to say move Ja to the 2, but then I forgot that they have Shadon Sharp. So that's not happening.
Yeah.
Shadon scored. He was, I think, second highest person on the team in points. Second or third, something like that. Hold on.
Let's give or take.
Yeah, so Avdia was number 1, and then Shadon was number 2. Jeremy Grant was number. I forgot he was there.
I didn't. I
But
didn't.
Drew's 35. Scoot hasn't really ever panned out. So I mean, I think Jason, I think you're
I
right.
think there's a
you
lot of
have
guys. Whoever they move, like if it's Scoot, he needs a fresh start anyway. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk a little bit of the NBA draft. We already know the first four was no shocker whatsoever in the NBA draft. Debonsa going to Washington, Peterson going to Utah, Boozer going to Memphis, Caleb Wilson going to
I think
Chicago.
where Caleb went was the shock to me.
Not really. Not really. He was not going no. Yeah, it was 4 or nothing. Like it was no shock there. But looking at the NBA draft this year, we know it was a lot of talent. But who would you? I'll ask this 2-part question. Number one, who won the draft team wise? And second, which player went to the best situation?
Ooh,
I'll start with Garrett.
There's no such thing as winning the draft.
Yeah, we don't know right
Okay,
now.
who had the better draft? What team had the better draft?
I
That
gotta
still
pull
doesn't
up
change
class
my-
to think about this.
That still doesn't change my answer for me. I like interestingly enough, I like Caleb Wilson to the Bulls. That's
Mhm.
probably my favorite pick. Every time I look at the results of the draft, I don't know why, but that sticks out to me. That looks like my favorite pick of the draft. Just as I'm looking at the ticker below, and just as I have the draft board pulled up on my computer, I feel like Caleb Wilson, best shot to win Rookie of the Year.
That's fair.
Respectfully to all the other guys. I
Should we add
think
the third question? Yeah, who won a Rookie of the Year? That's another good question.
That's fair.
I think Caleb Wilson, to me, is going to be my favorite heading into the season. It's not AJ because I feel like the moves that
Number one
Washington
pick.
has made has set up for that team to be a playoff team heading into next year.
They're in Eastern Conference, yeah.
So I think they have made moves to want to be a playoff team. So I think they're just going to. I don't know that they're going to necessarily ask AJ to be the face of the team, and more so are just going to ask him to be like, "Hey, be ready to rock and roll because we're ready to rock and roll."
When we need you, we need you.
Yeah, exactly. Darius Acuff, I loved him at Arkansas. I love watching him play this year.
You and me both.
Him going to I hate that.
I hated that too.
Let me finish. I hate that he's going to Sacramento because going to Sacramento almost feels like just a development team because they've shipped off De'Aaron Fox, they shipped off Tyrese Halliburton. I'm sure there's some others that I'm not thinking of right now, but it almost feels like a development place where they just send them off to better teams eventually. So, and he's just going to be hooping on a bad team, on a poorly run team. Because as you guys know, that there are just some organizations that are just horribly ran. And it's like they almost aren't trying to win. It feels like that from time to time.
For sure. I think a good pick that we forget about going into a good situation is, again, I just fumbled through my words. So let's try that again. Pick going into a good situation too, Mara. Going to OKC and becoming you guys have brought back like the old Spurs where you had, the two towers in the middle. Yep. Like you brought that back where you have Mara and why am I drawing a blank at his name? Good Lord. Holmgren. Good. Sorry. All right. Caffeine is chasing my brain, but my brain is faster. I think the worst pick of the draft for just first round.
And it wasn't even like a bad before you get that answer. It wasn't even a bad draft. I don't think nobody made a bad decision. But go ahead.
Koa Pete.
Who picked him up?
Arizona or Phoenix. Sorry. Koa Pete got bullied by Michigan.
Devin Booker.
Consistently.
Yeah, a lot of folks got bullied by Michigan last year.
So, but everybody in the NBA, body-wise, for the most part, is built like Michigan. So Koa Pete coming out after his freshman year, that is the only pick I truly don't like. He had a good freshman season, don't get me wrong. But he got they got just absolutely buried. by that Michigan team. So that, to me, that's my worst pick. I think the pick going into the best situation is going to be Mara, because he doesn't have to do anything outside of be big and block shots and catch lobs.
Okay, so
I think
Go
rookie
ahead.
of the year again goes to the new face of the Bulls.
All right, so right now projected for 2027 season for the Phoenix Suns starting lineup: Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams.
He's not even starting.
Yeah. Okay. For me, team that had the best draft, Oklahoma City. Best situation. I'm like Jason. I'm like, oh, I wish Darius Acuff would have gone to Brooklyn, but that's neither here nor there.
Brooklyn's also one of those teams that's just not properly ran. I feel
No, they've never been properly ran.
Nah, because
so I wouldn't even like them there.
Hey, you could say like the reason why I started this whole identity this whole philosophy of 30 plus and older, like having to be in control of your front. You could look at Brooklyn as far as the reason why, because remember the whole Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett,
my cast-offs.
That's not even my take.
My cast-offs.
I don't know why they all went to Brooklyn. They didn't. Did they get traded there?
Yes.
No, they get traded there.
Yes, and no, Brooklyn gave Boston Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's weird.
All right, but answer my answer best situation.
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'm gonna pull up that draft because that
it's easy. Like I can say, like you already got Mara. I agree with you on Mara.
Mm-hmm.
I could go with AJ. If it works out and if he's able to handle his business and like take care of his body, best situation is going to be Darren Peterson. Simply because it's him, it's Keontae George, it's Laurie Markkinen, it's Jaren Reed. Not Jaren Reed, it's Jaren Jackson Jr. You take care of your business, you hoop like everybody expects you to hoop. Utah can make a play in and make some noise because he has the capability. In Utah's not a dumb franchise. They're franchise-wise, front office-wise, they're not dumb. It's just because of their location, they're not highly sought after. Because think about this. They did draft Donovan Mitchell when they made that run and beat OKC back when they had Russell Westbrook and Paul George at the time. They're not a dumb franchise, even in their rich history. Because remember, they had John Stockton and Karl Malone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and at one point they had like Carlos Boozer and and Darren Williams, way back when. So, franchise-wise, they're not dumb. They just haven't had the best. They haven't not have the best fortune. They haven't had the best luck. So right now, you drafted Darren Peterson. Deep down, they wanted AJ DeBonsa because AJ's from the area. That would have been a perfect swan song. But it is what it is. I think it's easy to say AJ. It's easy to say Mara. I go him simply because all they got to do is handle his business. Because you got the pieces around you. You can be able to get better. You can improve. And in Utah, they're going to be quiet in the area. The only noise that's going to come from him is just if Darren Peterson's going to play, let's say ballpark 70 to 75 games going into next season. Heck, 60. Hey, we could deal with 69 or 68 games in an 82 game series, season. If he gives us that, I think his reputation is fixed. But
as long as he doesn't just sit on his own.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Now the coach has to come out and say we're sitting him for whatever reason. But other than that, if he handles his business, he's in a really good situation to succeed. So that I would say Darren Peterson. I can't say Cam Boozer because they're in rebuild. And you don't know how everything's going to go because right now the front court is solidified because you got both him and Zach Edey. So the front court is good. The back court, we're gonna see. Caleb Wilson, I don't know what Chicago got. I don't know what they're doing.
So here's what that trade was that Boston, to go back to how poorly run Brooklyn is. Celtics traded. What do they do? They sent Brooklyn Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry.
Forgot about that one.
Celtics got Gerald Wallace, Chris Humphries, Marshawn Brooks, Keith
I
Bowden.
remember Marshawn.
Here's where it gets interesting. A 2014 first-round pick, a 2016 first-round pick, a 2018 first-round pick, and a 2017 first-round pick swap rights.
They had them picks for a long time.
That turned into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, think about this
NBA championship.
The Celtics had that OKC run, like off-season draft run before OKC.
That was Danny Ainge's masterpiece. That was his masterpiece. That was the best thing he ever did.
Yep.
Ainge traded away aging wets who were going to require a ton of money to get aging vets who could fill in after they already won. So you don't need, you want to win again, but you got to pay these guys, so who cares? And I'll get, 4 first-round picks from a team who's not going to be very good?
But also, real quick, OKC, bro, you can never. It didn't matter who OKC was going to draft. It was going to take a lot of people off because, whoever goes to OKC, you're going to develop and you're going to be really good. Mm-hmm. For example, OKC loses Andrew Wiggins, the savior of basketball, and Isaiah Joe, this offseason. And you end up replacing them with Bennett Sturts. And if you watch college basketball, you know about that dude from Iowa. Who is a playmaker and a shot maker as well. And then you end up getting Otega Oweh from Kentucky. And Jason, we watch Otega. Yeah. We've seen Otega Oweh. Garrett, did you ever see him back when he was in Kentucky? Double zero. But we know, I
remember the name.
He's basically like a more athletic Jimmy Butler, as far as playing hard defense, attacking the basket, and a solid scorer. And OKC got him. And you know about and I am huge about teams in any sport, in any sport. How good is your player development program? Are you patient? And OKC is one of them. They know how to develop every which way of whoever comes in.
If you're a small market team, I feel like you don't have a choice but to have a strong development program.
Well, shoot, with the Lakers getting Walker Kessler and Luka Doncic and Alex Reese, basically having the cream five, you gotta have to be patient.
You know I love my small market teams.
Yup. Okay, I'm sorry. We got to talk about this before we get to the World Cup, and I know we way over an hour. Yeah. But dog, what's y'all reaction to what the Lakers got outside of Colin Sexton?
I don't. If that's what I think, that's probably why LeBron went ahead and told him I'm out. Care. That's probably they told LeBron they were doing that.
I don't want to get canceled, but still,
I'm out.
Is Luka still there?
Yes,
Luka is still there.
So it's just Luka.
Bro, their projected starting lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers for 26 and 27. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Jake LaRavia.
Who?
Exactly. And shoot.
We got to break it. We got to break it. Sports.
Who? Walker Kessler Jr. Walker Kessler, the center.
Hold on.
And all right, let me restart this one. All right, the projected starting lineup for the LA Lakers in 2026-27. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Quentin Grimes, Sandro Miller. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. And Walker Kessler. That's the projected starting lineup as of right now for the Los Angeles Lakers. There's a lot of unseasoned in that. There's going to be in the cryptocurrency arena.
They might have just told LeBron that, and that's why he just told him earlier this week, I'm out.
I mean, yeah, fair. He looked at the roster, so I have Luka and
Jake LaRavia and Austin Reeves.
I have Luka and my rookie year Cavs.
I mean, they finally got a center. I think they still got DeAndre Ayton on the team. But, they finally got a center and Walker Kessler. They got some rim protection. But bro.
No, I'm out. I don't blame him at all. I'm out.
Let-
100% out.
if I'm Luka, I'm like,
Maybe,
I don't know, man.
maybe that's why Milwaukee made that trade, because Giannis is like, I want to win a ring. And Milwaukee said, well, you're not going to win a ring if we take the whole team with us.
All right, real quick.
Come on
Let's
over.
real quick. Into
Let's just
like,
World Cup, because we've gone way over.
yeah. Overall, here's the thing. I've been happy with the World Cup. I'm glad USA has advanced to going back to Seattle to play Belgium.
Don't get me started on that ridiculous red card.
Bro, we're shorthanded right now.
That was the softest.
We are shorthanded right now.
Softest red card I have seen in a long time.
Look, I'm excited. I've enjoyed the World Cup, but mainly I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I've only watched about a few teams: Team USA, Portugal because of Ronaldo, Messi, and France because of Mbappe. That's about it.
I will tell you, you missed an insane game with Brazil and Japan. You missed an insane game with Germany and Paraguay. Germany lost in PKs for the first time in 50 years.
Oh, I did hear about Paraguay and Germany.
France wrecked Sweden.
That wasn't no surprise.
Morocco, Netherlands was a great game. Portugal, Croatia was a great game. Spain beat Austria 2-0. We beat Bosnia. We scored a goal with 10 men, which is
that shot that Tillman had. Pretty. Oh my god,
disgusting. And here's why I'm. And Belgium beat Senegal on what another really soft call to get that PK where they won the game. Soft call. Argentina's going to beat Cabo Verde, although a few things would make me happier than to see Cabo Verde make a run. Egypt's beating.
I like Cabo Verde.
I like Cabo Verde. And then
not for soccer.
Has Colombia beat Ghana already? Or has that not happened yet? Mexico, Ecuador was great. Incredible matchup. To me, we're at the fun part of the tournament, where anything can happen. England versus Congo was insane. There were fans of England saying they need to knight Harry Kane because of him winning that game for him by himself. I will say I am pulling for a USA versus Norway World Cup, because why not? Erling Haaland is one of the best strikers in the league. He's one of the best strikers in the world right now. He's one of the top 5. I'll go top 10 player in the world right now. And I would love to see a USA versus Norway World Cup. I will tell you, though, that being down our main striker on a nonsense red card versus the team that, even though it was a friendly, beat us 5-0. I was there. I watched them beat us 5-0. Has me a little concerned. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
I am not a soccer guy. However, I did watch the game last night. I called one of my buddies who is a soccer guy and had questions about this offsides rule, which the closest comparison that I could think of to another sport, that it would be a flag if they said stop doing this, is in the game of basketball if they told them to stop cherry picking. That's the closest thing that I could compare it to. I still don't get it. I think it would be kind of fun if the offense was just able to be behind the defender at some point.
I mean, that's fair.
I think it would just be more fun to watch. He explained to me, and I kind of get why it's a rule. I just feel like it'd be kind of more fun to just be like, boom, lob it up, see what happens, 1-on-1 with the goalie.
It's like,
if you can get it.
It's like offsides in hockey too. Like it makes sense, but it's also, well, I do agree with what you're saying. It would be super interesting to just be able to watch people just run past them, but they do that already.
Yeah,
to me though,
naturally, so it makes sense to have the rule, I guess. So I can kind of
calm down a little bit.
Yeah, red card. The consequences that come with the red card, I don't get. So you're down a man for the rest of the game. Like, you can't sub in for the rest of the game.
Correct.
Insane to me. And then he's suspended for the next game. I understand the suspension for the next game, if it's bad enough or whatever. I don't understand, or I don't like that they can't just sub someone in for him. Because it would be like in football, like you commit a targeting foul, a safety commits a targeting foul, and no one can come in for him. Now you're down to safety the rest of the game. That would be insane to me.
That'd be
That'd be
crazy.
an insane watch.
That'd be crazy. To me, here's how I look at it. And so the idea behind it when football was originally sort of created, it was supposed to be this quote unquote gentleman's game. And these red cards are supposed to be like flagrant twos. You get malicious intent. This was clearly done to hurt somebody. That's the idea behind it.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the point of the red card.
Because you tried to hurt somebody, because you tried to maliciously go after another player, ignoring the ball, ignoring the game, you're gone. Your team is now down to 10, and you don't get to play the next game. Here's the thing, though. You can't appeal red cards in the World Cup.
Oh, really?
You can appeal them. I believe you can appeal them. I might be wrong. I believe you can appeal. Can you appeal a red card? That's because I'm curious. It depends on the league, the tournament, or association running the match. You can file an appeal for red cards in MLS. You cannot do it in international competitions governed by FIFA, such as the World Cup. So, no matter what, Balogun is out for Belgium. Good news is Pulisic has played striker before, and we've played without Pulisic at his position on the team currently, which is it wing or midfield? I don't remember which. So it's possible to beat Belgium. But I don't like the idea of going into a win-or-go-home situation down our main scorer.
Find a way.
You gotta find a way.
I hope we can.
Hey, you found a way to be able to beat a team with only 10 players.
Well, because that's the thing is if we beat Belgium, Spain plays Portugal. The way Portugal played against Croatia makes me a little curious, but we will play them in the round of 8. I would view I want to win it all, but I would view a round of 8 exit as a success because we're not a country that's known for this. So for us to show up as the host country and then to go to the round of 8 and lose to arguably a top 5 team in the world, to me sounds like a success.
Yeah.
So, we would play, if we make it past Spain or Portugal, we would then play who wins between France is beating Paraguay. France would beat whoever wins versus Canada. We would play France in the round of 4. We're not beating France. I'm going to be honest. We're not beating France.
The way you're talking about this, it sounds like when March Madness arrives and everyone's making their brackets and teams are talking about like past success in the March Madness tournament, and we're like,
oh, Jason, you froze.
Ah, crap, you froze. All right, we're gonna hopefully he get that fixed and we'll bring him back.
We'll bring him back, whenever he gets that figured out. But he's not wrong. It is kind of March Madnessy. It's kind of one of those things where like it's you look at like, oh, they played back in this friendly and they did this, and like, no, the friendlies don't really matter that much. They do, but they don't matter that much. So it's very interesting to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm very interested to see how this goes, but going into Belgium down Balogun concerns me.
Yeah. Anyway, clickbait time, or
let's do it.
All right.
Let's jump let's jump into it, and we'll see about getting Jason back up here.
Give me a sec. We go here. All right. Yeah, he's back.
He's back. Oh, there you are. We lost you.
All right. But yeah, it sounds like from the way you're describing it, it just sounds like we're all just March Madness teams.
Pretty much.
We're talking about our history in the tournament before and trying to decide, well, we've never made it to the Elite Eight before. So it's actually a good year. That's basically how it sounds.
Yeah.
Which I think goes into a great segment for Click Debate this week.
Pretty much.
Jason, what is our Click Debate topic this week? Because you had a phenomenal question.
Give me a sec, cause I'm about to go ahead and pull it up. Jason, go ahead.
Okay. Just to let the viewers know, this is a extremely unfair question. But the question is, when do you start to consider a superstar's season a failure? Now,
What do
this
you
can
mean by
vary
that?
from player to player, obviously. But my question to you is, when do you start to consider it? Do you start to consider it once they reach a certain age? Do you start to consider it based off how long they've been in the league? And does it speed up if they rack up accolades extremely or deep playoff runs extremely early in their career?
So let me get a little clarification on this. When you're asking
Okay.
this question, are you talking about a single season, or when do you consider these like generation quote unquote generational players, which I think is a word that we use far too often, to be a bust?
Agreed.
Is that are we looking for more of that? Like when do you consider a player to be a bust type situation? Or
No, I'm not saying when do I consider them a bust. I'm considering when do they say, "Hey, because we didn't accomplish this year, this season is a failure. Because my team
okay,
didn't
okay,
win a
okay, okay.
championship this year, this season is a failure. Because I've
I
already accomplished all of these other things already. Because we didn't win a chip this year, this season is a failure no matter how much success I had regular season."
I mean the ultimate goal is to win the league
Yes.
by
Yes.
far. So I feel like to me it goes based off the previous year's success. So like the players we have on the screen right now, for the people who aren't watching at home, we have Luca, we have Josh Allen, we have Wemby, we have Ant, we have Burrow, and we have Lamar. So to me, I would consider the Ravens season this past year a failure. I would consider the Bengals season this past year a failure. I would consider uh, Minnesota's past season a wash because they made it to where they made it last year without making a ton of changes. I would consider the Spurs season successful because they made it to the finals after Wemby only being on the team for a year. Josh Allen's season is a failure, and then Luca's season is also a failure, in my opinion, just based on the players you have on the screen. Because I think it is, Jason, to your point, a case by case basis, and I think that case is based on the previous year's success. Like, look at the Commanders. The
Yeah.
Commanders made it to the playoffs 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were garbage last year. To me,
Yes.
that's a failure of a season. If you can't build off the previous year's success, that is a failure. Now, you can't win it every single year, but if you was like Philly 2 years ago they won it.
Give or take.
Philly should have been contending the year after they won the Super Bowl. If you are a championship caliber team, you should make a playoff run every single time, barring any drastic injury. So if you don't do that, or look at the Jags. If the Jags don't do what we did last year, the season is a failure, barring any massive injury to Lawrence or Hines Allen or somebody like that. If we can't make it past the wild card round this year and win the division,
Failure.
failure. Failure.
Yeah.
Because that's the bar we set for the previous year, in year one of a new head coach and a new front office. It
Yeah.
to me matters entirely on the previous year's level of success.
Okay. I like that take. I like that take.
Because it is an unfair question because you want to win every single year. Everybody does. But if you didn't win last year and you didn't make any drastic changes, as long as you did better than last year, technically that's a success. That's why coaches get 3 years to make meaningful successes in most cases. They have 3 years to show improvement. And if they don't get it in 3 years, usually by 3.5 or by the halfway point of year 4, they're done. Tends to be
I'd
the
agree.
case. So, Jaylen, what about you?
So basically, we've had this conversation. We talked about it, and Jason was able to name. He was able to name the teams or the players to be able to help me out. So it depends on the level of expectation that a player goes into, and how great that they are. Um, Lamar Jackson, anything from here on out within his career, will be deemed a failure because he's already past the level of you got to win MVP, you got to do this, got to win the division. It started after his first MVP because the year he won his first MVP, he got bounced out in the divisional by Derrick Henry in the Titans. Failure. Josh Allen. It didn't start from him until after he saw Patrick Mahomes in the divisional in 2021. Ever since then, the rule book.
Changing the rules.
Ever since then, the rule book. Anytime the rule book does not make it to a Super Bowl, it's going to be a failure for him. Joe Burrow, when he first made it, failure. When he first made it, after that, it was going to be a failure. For Luka, it's not a failure to him until after he made it to the Western Conference. Until after. Well, Luka
made the finals run.
Yeah, he made an NBA Finals run against the Celtics. After that, if he's not able to get there, and he has help, and he has a team to do it, failure. Going into this season with him, I'm not going to consider it a failure, to be honest.
Anything that Lakers team puts together this season.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards.
Anything they put together is success.
Anything. Anthony Edwards, barring injury, failure. It's not a failure for him until it wasn't a failure for Ant until after the OKC series. Because remember, in that series, he beat Jokic. And that was the year Jokic won his last MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in a game 7. So after that, anything from there on out with Ant, barring injury and barring who he went up against, if he does not have the team, is going to be deemed a failure. Wemby, this year, failure. From here on out. Because guess what? Stephon Castle ain't going nowhere. Dylan Harper ain't going nowhere. They just drafted Jaden Quinton out of Kentucky and Arizona State, who's a heck of a defender. Julian Chan-Penny, he's coming back. They don't know what they're gonna do with D Fox. But after,
don't get me started.
They're paying De'Aaron Fox a lot of money. He has to stay.
Yep,
they're bringing in a lot of money.
Unfortunately for Spurs fans, he has to stay. You can't tell.
It was a bad series, guys. We can't keep holding this against them forever. It was one bad
I can hold that one game for sure because you're supposed to be the. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jaylen. I'm sorry. This still makes me mad. You're supposed to be the veteran presence on this team. You're supposed to know better.
Supposed to be.
You're supposed, and I get the mentality of wanting to get that basket. I could have made a better shot than that. You tell me Popovich is blowing a 30-point lead.
No.
Tell me the Popovich team is blowing a 30-point lead.
No.
It's never going to happen. I think half of that game is on D Fox. The other half is on Mitch. Because that was.
Yeah, but you also got to put it on Wemby as well.
No, for sure. You got to. I'll go 20% Wemby. Yeah, I'll go 20% Wemby, 40% Mitch, 40% D Fox. Because it.
Dog, that game.
Mitch's game management down.
What was that game? What was that? Game 5?
Game 4.
Game 4. But
Game 4. They blew a 30-point lead.
He was going off in that game, and he was talking.
He was, but you literally the
that's
game management from Mitch was insane. It was so bad.
Agreed. But until then, you got to put it on him. From this was a failure for Wemby because he didn't win the MVP and he didn't win the NBA championship.
I can't put this season as a failure. I can put next season as a failure if he doesn't match it.
Yeah, if you don't get back, it's going to be a failure. From here on out, it's a failure for Wemby. He's in that category now.
Yeah, I don't think his past season was a failure.
Yeah,
I think game 4 was on Wemby, but mostly D Fox and Mitch.
I think the game 4 is on that team as a whole because Jaylen's heard my arrogance rant.
Yep.
So I'm not going to – that's like a 10-minute rant, but I'm not going to go into that today. But
one of many.
But them blowing that lead in the way that they did, in the fashion that they did, and the arrogance had been showing before that even happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was just but the way they blew that lead is a symptom of the arrogance that was flowing through that team. And it was on a high after they beat the Thunder. That arrogance was on a high. It's not confidence, it was arrogant. I'm not going to get into my whole arrogance versus confidence.
Yeah, we don't have
confidence. Is confidence when you back it up? It's arrogance when it hurts you. Is confidence when you can back it up? It's arrogance when it hurts you.
No, that's not really my take on it. It's confidence is about you and you only and your ability to be able to complete the mission. Arrogance is about you just think you're better than the other person. Arrogance has something to do with the other person. Confidence has everything to do with you. That's the short version of my rant.
I can give you that to a degree, but I feel like confidence can also toe that line because like you are confident in you being better than that other person. I think it's arrogant once they beat you and you still think you're better than them. Like arrogant because like when they came back 20 and now it's a 10-point deficit, them still thinking they had it as arrogance.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes arrogance. You could be confident when you're up 30. You could be confident up 30. But once they start
arrogance, the arrogance kicked in because you're comfortable. You're still shooting threes early in the clock for no reason.
Yep.
That's maybe not getting back on defense. Your comfortableness because you're up so big is a symptom of the arrogance that is flowing through that team.
I can give you that. I definitely think it's arrogance once you hit like, okay, we're only up like 10. We either got to figure this out or
it's too late by that point.
No, I think it's too. Maybe once you cut that lead in half, like they're up by 30, now they're up by 15. It's like, okay, let's figure this out. Because we took our foot off the gas and now it's become a problem. So, but I definitely think confidence can definitely.
As far as Luka,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay, but another player on this picture, Luka. I know that his roster looks interesting. That's the word I'll choose to use today.
I'll say unseasoned.
Unseasoned is crazy.
I will say
unseasoned is crazy.
Interesting is the word I will use today. But moving forward, because of how he was talked about while he was on Dallas a few years back, because a lot of talking heads were like, Luka, he's going to win an MVP soon.
Not a guarantee.
When is soon. Exactly.
Facts.
When is soon for him.
Facts, because time is ticking. Time is ticking. Wemby's in the league now.
Yeah, Wemby was some votes short. I'm not sure how close the race was, but Wemby's 22 and has the ability to get better. SGA could, unless voter fatigue.
Voter T is gonna start kicking in, especially after the whole flopping fiasco with everything. So like voters fatigue is gonna start kicking in.
Jokic could be right back in the mix. Giannis could be right back in the mix. We never know.
Depending on how the season goes.
Young and rising star.
Wemby plays third. Luka plays fourth. It was SGA had 939 total points. Jokic had 634. Wemby had 569.
That wasn't even a couple of points. That was all SGA.
Luka had 250.
Yeah. My point being, when is soon?
Yeah,
for this Luka MVP thing. When is that?
Yeah,
when
agreed.
Is soon?
Jaguars are going to win a Super Bowl soon.
When is soon?
When is soon?
Yeah, but seriously though, like, when do these seasons start to become disappointing? Because Luka's supposed to be this face of the league.
Now that's another conversation.
All NBA guy year in, year out, potentially an MVP guy. When is soon for him to win that MVP? Specifically for him to win the MVP award.
Now
I don't know if he's carrying this roster to a championship.
No, not in the Western, not in the Western Conference. No,
but the MVP award specifically for him, because of roster construction, because of what the Lakers did with their roster construction, if he drags that team to a 4 seed or higher, or if he doesn't do it,
then
yeah. So, but the thing about it, soon for him to win the MVP, what does he have?
Last year was supposed to be it for him until he got hurt in that OKC game when they got obliterated. That's what messed it up for him, because he was in that conversation. I think he was in that top 3 with him, Wemby, and SGA. But the moment
33 points a game,
the moment that he had, the moment that he messed up his hamstring, and OKC continued to beat the crap out of the Lakers at that time. Nah, I lost that.
Is soon. When
That
is
is-
soon?
That
for
is the
this European.
that is the question.
I mean, Luka, he led the league in points.
Yep.
He really did. He led the league in points. He led the league in points per game too.
Yep.
So,
Didn't play. Did he play? He didn't play none in that in the playoff game in the first
No,
round.
because he had the hamstring injury the entire
Yep.
time. So he led the league in points.
Yep. Also, Marcus
can't
Smart
come out of
went to
that.
the Houston Rockets, so they finally got another.
Yeah,
player.
that's Marcus going back to where he had his best season with Udoka.
Yeah.
So I'm
When
not
is
mad
soon,
at that.
boys? When is
When is
soon?
When is soon.
When is
That's a good way to end it.
That is
That's a good way to end it. Well, we'll be back sooner than Luka winning an MVP. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you like the show, you know what to do. But before you like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Be the algorithm gods. I don't know why it works, but it does. Follow us on the socials at Tdsn Pod on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.
And we're on Twitch. I just added my Twitch account to the mix.
We are on Twitch. Jason, where can the people find you?
Nowhere at the moment. But did my phone just? Sorry, I thought my computer froze again.
Socials, we'll plug them.
Whenever y'all have me back on,
He'll be back soon.
We'll get
I'll
you
let
back, man. Yeah,
We're gonna get you back soon.
we're gonna get you back.
Whenever y'all have me back.
But
We appreciate you, man. We always appreciate you coming on. It's good to catch up with you. It's been a minute, which I mean, that's part of that's on me. And I've been the one who's been gone for a hot minute. That's my fault.
Yeah, I've been filling in for you.
I appreciate
he been doing his thing.
Someone has to carry my
dog
dead
been
weight.
doing
I
his
appreciate
thing.
it. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So, yeah, we'll get you back on. But so if you guys like the show, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, feed the algorithm gods, do all the fun stuff. If you didn't like the show, it's fine. We appreciate the time. We can't give you the time back. We probably wouldn't if we could.
By far the longest we've been.
It's not the longest episode we've done, but it's up there. But we got some stuff to catch up on. So we thank you guys for hanging with us the entire hour and 45 minutes, hour 40 minutes we've been doing this. It'll be around that time, when I'm done ranting and rambling and talking, so we'll be good. But shout outs always come at the end. Those are the people who like, retweet, reshare the show, and show me that they do it, as well as the people who we think if you like our show, you'll like theirs as well. So shout out Jim from Fan of the Van. Brent from 1420 Sports is finally back in the building. So shout out to Brent. Thanks for it's good to see you back, man. Aaron Bruley on Sports. Darren over Chill Takes. We got to get him back on too. E-Minute Avatar Sports. Always go check out Sports After Dark. John, a Wrestling Fan Insight. Whether you're a casual wrestling fan or hardcore wrestling fan, go check them out. If you're looking to gamble, please do it responsibly. Don't bet the rent. Listen to Nate's Daily Wager. Do it outside of NBA and NFL facilities, especially if you're an NBA or NFL player. Terry.
Collegiate players too.
That's true. That's very true.
Players too. There's no longer a lawsuit.
We're not going to talk about Swansby. We ain't got no time.
The show's ending. We ran out of time.
Go check out IIP Radio. We've run out of time. We've gone way over.
Also shout out to Kyle Lowry. Just announced his retirement.
Kyle, because he got his one-day contract. That's good for him.
Yep.
So thank you. And as always, we will see you next time.
Peace.